Hello and welcome to another episode of Digital Pulse. Today we're going to be, diving deep into the life and legacy of a real titan, Ratan Tata. Even though we knew this day would come, his recent passing at 86, it just hits hard. Feels like the end of an era.
It really does, and for so many reasons. And not just in India either, though that's where the Tata Group's practically woven into everyday life, but globally.
Yeah, let's unpack that for our listener a bit. You say woven into everyday life. What does that even mean? What is the Tata Group exactly? What makes them more than just another big company?
Okay, so imagine a company so vast that it brings in over $100 billion. Got it. Now picture this company, roots going all the way back to the late 19th century, having a hand in literally everything, from the steel and bridges and buildings to, the software on your phone. That's the Tata Group. They're almost like a symbol of India becoming, an industrial power.
It's true. And Ratan Tata was the one who took them from, this major Indian company to a global powerhouse. I mean, you see the Tata name on everything. Jaguar, Land Rover, even Tetley Tea. You probably had a cup of their tea, driven one of their cars. It's kind of wild when you think about it.
And it's not just how far they reach, but the sheer audacity of some of their moves. When they bought Chorus Steel back in 2007, paid over $12 billion for that Anglo-Dutch steel giant. That wasn't just expansion, that was a statement. Tata, he saw how global steel was changing, knew they had to be a major player, and just went for it.
It's interesting, though. For someone who made such bold moves, he wasn't really your typical flashy CEO, was he? I mean, the economists called him a titan, but he didn't even own 1% of the company.
That contrast always got me. Here's this guy, right? Orchestrating these billion-dollar deals, hanging out with world leaders. But by all accounts, he was incredibly down to earth.
Like that famous video of him riding in a Tata Nano. His ambitious, though maybe not so commercially successful, project to create the world's most affordable car.
Exactly. You see him there in this tiny car, and it hits you. This isn't just business for him. There's something more there, a desire to really make a difference in the lives of everyday Indians. That's the thing about Ratan Tata. He really had this rare mix of ambition and empathy. It wasn't just about, winning at business. It was about using that success to lift others up.
And that's where this whole Titan with a heart thing comes in, right? It wasn't just the Nano. You see it in all the tributes after he passed, from regular people to world leaders. Even India's prime minister called him an extraordinary human being.
And it's true, those tributes, they weren't just for show. You could tell people meant it, that they really admired him. And it wasn't just his business skills, it was his integrity. He operated on a different level, guided by this strong moral compass.
Okay, so let's talk about his leadership style. We know he was mentored by J.R.D. Tata, his predecessor at Tata. But what else shaped his approach? It clearly resonated far beyond the boardroom.
Well, yeah, J.R.D. Tata's influence was huge. He instilled this sense of social responsibility in Ratan, this idea that business isn't just about profits, it's about building a better future.
So it was like a legacy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But Ratan also, brought his own thing to the table. He had this incredible drive to push boundaries, take the Tata Group global, which, we talked about those bold acquisitions earlier.
Right. But it wasn't always easy, was it? That controversy with Cyrus Mistry, when he was removed as his successor, that really shook things up.
Oh, absolutely. That was a huge deal. And a complicated one, to be honest. Mistry came in to lead the company, but a few years later, he was out. The board ousted him. There were accusations, legal battles, so much speculation about what really happened.
And then this wasn't just your typical CEO shakeup, right? This was massive news.
Oh, yeah. It made people question Tata's legacy, the whole power dynamic in family-run businesses where tradition meets progress, that kind of thing.
So, what's the takeaway? Did it tarnish his image?
It's tough to say. Some people saw it as a necessary move, to protect the Tata Group in the long run. Others saw it as, a ruthless power play. It reminds you that even the most respected leaders, they're human. They make mistakes, even with the best intentions.
And it makes you think about how he balanced this Titan image with, his personal life. Did you know he was a huge dog lover?
Oh, yeah, he was. And by all accounts, a total softie about them, too. He even talked about how much it hurt when he lost a pet.
It's those little things that make him so interesting, this giant of industry, a national icon. But he finds comfort in something as simple as loving a dog. It's beneath it all, he was just like us, dealing with life's ups and downs. It really makes you think, right, this man achieved so much, built this empire, but it's those smaller moments, those moments of connection that really come through.
Yeah, and that's what makes his story stick with you. It's not just about money or business, it's about the impact you have, the values you live by, the legacy you leave behind.
And Ratan Tata's legacy, man, it's a big one. The global reach of Tata, the millions of people touched by their products, their commitment to doing business ethically, to giving back. But it's also about inspiring Indians, showing them they can compete on the world stage.
Totally. He really challenged this idea that Indian companies were just focused on India. Under his leadership, Tata became synonymous with ambition, with global goals.
Like he redefined what it meant to be an Indian company, an Indian leader in this day and age.
Exactly. And that's powerful, to leave that behind.
So as we wrap up thinking about Ratan Tata's journey, it really makes you wonder, what happens now? Can Tata keep this momentum going, this mix of ambition and heart, without him there?
That's the big question, isn't it? The Tata Group is in uncharted waters now. They lost their iconic leader, the man who guided them through decades of growth and change.
Just like passing the torch, right? This new generation has to carry his vision forward.
It really is. And it'll be interesting to see how they handle it. Will they stick to Tata's principles, or will they forge their own path? Time will tell.
One thing's for sure, Ratan Tata's story, his legacy. It's way bigger than just business. It shows the power of vision, of integrity, and this belief that we can make the world better.
Couldn't have said it better myself. His life, his work, they offer lessons for everyone, whether you're leading a company, a team, or just trying to make a difference.
He reminds us that real leadership, it goes beyond industries, beyond generations. It's about leaving things a little brighter than you found them.
So, to our listeners, as you go about your day, think about Ratan Tata's story. What stuck with you? What can you apply to your own life, your own dreams? It's a legacy worth thinking about. Who knows, maybe it'll inspire you to dream a little bigger, reach a little higher.
Beautifully said. And to our listeners, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the life and legacy of Ratan Tata, truly an icon of our time. Until next time.